is the HERDLINE News.
Right, no pressure. Antonio Brown would like to see the Antonio Brown era in Pittsburgh come to an end. He posted on social media a video with the caption, "Thank you, Steeler Nation, for a big 9 years. Time to move on and forward. Peace sign emoji, hashtag new demand."
So he's just begging to be traded. He hasn't been yet, but he's begging for it.
Pretty much. This is a video, this is a screenshot that we're showing on TV, but it's actually a video of a bunch of highlights set to the song Do What I Want by Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are to do what I want, basically. And everybody knows I'm better. We can't play the song on TV for
the swearing stuff
purposes. No, I mean, we have to pay for it. But basically, if you go look at the video, there's a lot of subliminals in the video about saying he's going to do what he wants, literally. And then Schefter tweeted, Antonio Brown has not been traded, nor has he been released, which we obviously know. But Brown wants a trade, and he has officially requested that from the Steelers, per source, or also the video he just posted.
Well, it's not affecting the team right now because they're not playing, so the Steelers are in no hurry. They could trade him tomorrow or they could trade him later, but they're not playing games. So in this moment for the next 6 months, the Steelers have leverage here.
The Steelers do. He has a $22 million cap hit next year. They do, but this is obviously a development. Up until now, the conversation was maybe they can get in a room and sort it out. It's pretty clear from this video he has no intentions on staying with the Steelers, and he's going to make it as difficult as possible for them to keep him.
I got to ask, who's his agent? I don't think this is great for Antonio Brown. Forget the Steelers. I don't think it's great for him. I mean, there's a difference between dysfunctional and destructive. Like, if name a good team in the league that's going, oh God, I want this. I don't think this is great for him. I don't know who his agent is. I don't think this is great for Antonio Brown.
Well, he's very expensive, and Antonio Brown's leaving a situation where he pretty much has the freedom to do and say and act however it is that he wants. And he's playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback and a solid organization with a lot of talent who, aside from the meltdown that they had this year, are in the conversation for being contenders every single year. So where is it that you're going to go where you're going to get all of those things? I don't really know. I don't know that there's any competitive team that's actually in the conversation of making it to the Super Bowl that supports this kind of behavior.
He is the best deep threat in the league. And he has the best deep threat thrower in the league. Like if Antonio Brown doesn't get...
You play a dependent position.
Well put. And it's actually a great fit. It's a good offensive line, meaning the quarterback has time to throw. You generally have a great deep ball thrower. This is an organization that drafts well, so they always tend to have two good receivers, so people can't double you on every play. There's not a place in the league better for this kid than Pittsburgh, and he doesn't get it. I mean, I think he's become, this isn't even dysfunctional. This is destructive.
I don't know what the story is in Pittsburgh. It feels like there's some underlying vein in all of these issues, and I don't understand what it is because it's not the Steelers brand. This is not the Steelers brand.
Pete Carroll was very pro player, and eventually he got him out of the room, and the team went back to a playoff team. Pittsburgh, Tomlin's been very pro player. You give players a little bit, and there's going to be certain players, inch becomes a mile. I think you got to move Antonio Brown out of the locker room and get this to be a tighter culture. I think they've become the Seahawks a couple years ago. Too much noise, too loud, too loose.
Well, at this point, Antonio Brown's clearly not happy there anyway. So there really is there's no conversation that can mend this relationship on either side. So we've been talking about Magic Johnson and tampering all morning. Sunday, Magic said that he had wanted to meet up with Ben Simmons to share some tips on how he can become better. Then he said someone else contacted him. Then yesterday, Sixers GM Elton Brand said on the radio that he blocked that meeting from happening. Then the NBA said they would investigate any inappropriate contact between the Lakers and Simmons. And with the whole thing going public and making the Lakers look bad, Brand apparently called Magic to apologize. According to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, Elton Brand called Magic Johnson Monday to apologize for insinuating the Lakers had called unprompted to ask permission for Johnson to speak with the Sixers forward Ben Simmons in a radio interview Monday morning. So basically what it comes down to is this whole story may end up being nothing because Ben Simmons actually initiated it. Ben Simmons and the Sixers initiated it. The way that Magic Johnson said it was like, oh, he just reached out to me. We had a conversation. That's not exactly how it happened. The reason Pelinka made that statement and returned back to the Sixers was because they initiated it first. It's a whole mess. But basically what it comes down to is Magic, as we discussed, there's just a certain way that you have to talk about these things, as in don't talk about it publicly. But it's going to be difficult for Magic. Like, Magic is in a position he's never been in before in his life. He's always been the big brother mentor of the NBA. He's done that since the 80s when he was having pickup games and doing practices at UCLA, a run that's still going, run by Rico Hines. He works with Westbrook and Harden and Kobe and Shaq. He's used to being this lovable mentor that's trying to make guys better and smiling and happy and positivity, and now he's in a position where he can't do that.
Hey, Ben Simmons got a hold of him. I defend Magic on this. People want to be around Magic Johnson.
Right. There's a reason why his nickname is Magic. Like, there's a reason he walks in the room and everyone feels like they know him. There's a reason people stand up at the arena when he walks by. Like, he's Magic Johnson. He's Showtime. That's what it is. It's just he's in a position, in a title now that's restrictive, and that's not his personality and his brand. So he's going to have to adjust. He's been doing it since the 80s, so it's a new thing. Finally, Marc Gasol looked more comfortable during his home debut with the Raptors, who pulled out a win over the Nets.
I didn't see this game. It was last night. I didn't see this one.
An 8-minute stretch to open the fourth quarter. He went a perfect 5 for 5 from the floor, 11 points, and had a few defensive stops. They won 127-125, and he spoke after the game.
I definitely got more comfortable, and obviously, you know, there's a few things I can do on the floor on both ends. I'm an unselfish player by nature. When I see a pass, somebody open, regardless who it is, you know, I'm going to throw it to them. And I encourage guys to keep moving and moving without the ball, because if they get behind, you know, their defender, or defender made a mistake, you know, we're going to make them pay for it.
They did definitely get better with Marc Gasol.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he's a very high-Q player. He's not bad from the three-point, which opens up the lane for Lowry and Kawhi Leonard.
Listen, this is going to make them very formidable. I don't buy into them, but they're going to get a number 1 or a number 2 seed with him. And so they're going to play 2 home court playoff series, and they're going to be good. And now they have Kawhi Leonard, who's better than DeMar DeRozan. So there's no question. I've never bought into him, but Marc Gasol, Kawhi Leonard, you start looking at it now, and it's like, all right, they're going to win a playoff series or 2.
I feel better about the Sixers than I did before with the addition of Tobias Harris, but I still feel like this Raptors team is a different team than last year.
I think the Eastern playoffs are going to be more interesting potentially than the West.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think there's just more even. I don't think any of them are spectacularly. I mean, there's 4 teams in the East. You're like, yeah, if Milwaukee came out and Giannis scored 42 a game, you'd be like, yeah, they were just the best team. I still contend Boston and Philly are the best.
No, it's between the Raptors, Boston, Philly, and the Bucks. Yeah. But I do feel good about the Raptors still. Yeah.
That was very good HERDLINE.
Thank you. Was it the first hour?
Well, let's not go crazy. That was so...
It was like 1A?
First of all, the first hour was so good. You were like the Ted Williams 400 year. You batted like 388 there. So you still... It goes strong. Into one beyond strong.
All right, well, I'll try and bring it in the third hour.
I'd mail it in, because don't even try. So I do that sometimes. Last hour, who cares? I'm just joking. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The HERDLINE.
Okay, there's a lot.